Okay, and the last question is from Nick. Singers with backing tracks, what are your views? Should they try their best to get a band or instrumentalist by their side, or are they justified in using their tracks?
It's a really good question, that, and it's one we haven't had before.
Yeah.
And why I like this is because this is a dilemma of, a little bit like going back to the last question of what happens if you live in an area.
Yeah.
It is managing musicians, I would know this, is really hard, like really hard. You know this.
Yeah,
it's just getting everyone in the same.
People management, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's people management, except for you're dealing with musicians.
Yeah.
Who are, and I'm a musician, so I can say this. But there's people managing. There's managing people, and then there's managing musicians. It's like a different thing. It's like it's people managing times 10.
Yeah.
Like it's just difficult. So. And that's not harsh against us musicians, but it's true,
Yeah.
And so then you've got to get out there, you've got to find a way. And what Nick is saying is, this is a nightmare. I want to get my stuff out there. Should I use backing tracks? In my opinion, yes. This to me is about momentum. And so if you are a singer looking for musicians, if you are a musician looking for a band or looking for other musicians, there are options now.
Yeah.
There are so many options. There's musicians everywhere. There's music colleges just churning out musicians all over the place, and they all want to do their own thing, and everyone wants to be a solo artist now, and so because they can just make their own music on their computer and go, oh, do I need a bass player? No, I'll just press a couple of buttons.
Yeah.
Drums? Nah, I'll press a couple of buttons. So there's a lot of people making music and struggling to find musicians. Let me tell you something. Musicians are fickle. We are really fickle. If you are pushing something that is going faster and further than they are, they will want to tag along on the back of it. If it's not, they will not.
Yeah.
They will, musicians are I mean, a bit human nature, but musicians will definitely say, yeah, you go away and do that, and if it works, I'll come along on your ride. It's like, oh, thanks very much. The way to do this is saying yes.
Yeah.
Rather than rebel against it, is to do what Nick says and just say, that's what I'm going to do. When musicians say, yeah, you go and get a little bit further on, you actually go and get some momentum, and you go and look like you're going to be more successful, or give me something that actually builds my opportunities, and I will jump on the bandwagon. So you just go, fine. And in doing gigs with backing tracks, every time you do it, you are creating opportunities to promote yourself, to get opportunities live, to do social media, to build your audience. And all of a sudden, when you're doing that, then people are going to start paying attention.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of people here who either have been to music college or are at music college, and you'll know what it's like. You're sat there, there's 20 other musicians around you, 20 guitarists around you, and you're thinking, who are all these guys?
Yeah.
And then someone elevates themselves because they're gigging 3 times a week and their social media sorted, and everyone just goes, okay, so that's the bar. There's the bar there. And everybody is following those people. And the drummers in the next room are going, I want to be in a band with that guy. And the bass players are doing the same thing. And all of a sudden, this guy's got it easy.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. He's put the work in. He's got good, and he's sorted his himself out. And that is what you've got to do. You've got to create momentum. And if you wait and go, and this happens a lot with musicians, if you wait and say, we can't really do anything until we have a bass player, well, you're going to just wait. Because the bass players aren't coming. Because you can go and you can talk to 50 bass players, and they'll go, maybe not, maybe. Unless, you might strike it lucky. Whereas if you just say, I'll do the bass myself. I literally, obviously I'm a bass player, but, I'll go and find someone, I'll bring him in the studio and just say, dude, I need you to come in the studio. Like, everyone's got a mate that will come in the studio.
So, say you're a solo artist and you want to be a solo artist,
Yes.
you kind of don't want to go into people management, you want to do your own thing.
Yeah.
I think Nick was kind of asking about whether having a backing track still counts as sort of real performance and that,
I think
kind
it
of
totally
idea,
does. So I mean, if you look back through history, there's two. So in which case, there's two areas to this. Number one, what people think of you, because people will go, ugh, you play with backing tracks, off.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect is, from going out with backing tracks, is, does it make you a credible artist? Well, yeah, because depends what you class as credible.
Yeah.
I was just about to use Justin Bieber as an artist. It doesn't matter whether you think he's credible. It doesn't matter whether you like him. The dude is worth $250 million. Like, that's a lot of dollars.
Yeah.
And you might be watching going, I don't care about the money. Fine, okay, but but as an artist, he's getting his music out there. So he's doing the things that people want to ask. Is he a credible artist? Well, I tell you something, he is a bloody good singer.
Yeah.
Does he go and play with backing tracks a lot? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy. He just turns up, and also a lot of that gets taken away from you. Even with bands, you turn up, and TV sets and TV stations, they aren't set up for a live band. You know, there was a massive hoo-ha because when the Chili Peppers and Bruno Mars plays at the Super Bowl, the Chili Peppers mimed, and everyone was going, "Oh, it's disgusting," and it was like, this is about the Super Bowl. This is not about the Chili Peppers. The Chili Peppers got asked if they want to play the biggest show on earth. The Chili Peppers said yes, and they went, well, you're going to have to mime because we're not set up for it.
Yeah.
Chili Peppers said okay, and they mime. Can the Chili Peppers play live? I think they can. Right? They're amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, lots of times you'll have to do backing tracks anyway. So, is it credible amongst other musicians? Maybe not. Should you care? No, absolutely not. I would not give a shit.
If you're a vocalist by trade, you're still doing what you do best.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just creating music around it.
I totally agree. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with backing tracks because, especially if you're making the backing track or responsible for making the backing tracks, and the only people that are going to sit there and scoff are snobs and musicians. Everyone else is going to go, I just like you.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to see you sing. So for me personally, I think you will have people that don't like it, and to which I would say this. That's my personal view.
And on that bombshell.
What a great way to finish the show.
And a question.
Good, so if you've got a question, then all you've got to do is go on any of the social media, hashtag AskDamo, and ask a question, and we will get round to it as soon as we can. Otherwise, if you can do me a favour, like, comment, share, beg, usual, and send us some stuff. So we've got some more stuff, so we can wear it and listen to it. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Brilliant. In that case, we'll see you again next week. Cheers.
See you.